Ladies and gentlemen, seekers of truth and knowledge, welcome to an experience that will take you on a captivating journey beyond our world. Today we have a special treat for you as we sit down with the renowned Andromedan Contactee, Alex Collier. Prepare yourself for a rapid-fire question and answer session that delves into the depths of cosmic wisdom and unveils the mysteries of the universe. As always, please remember to like this video and share it with your friends and family. That way, it gets seen by more truth seekers. Also, remember Alex hosts a live webinar 3 times a month on a Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, so be sure to visit the link in the description for more information. But for now, here are today's rapid-fire questions and answers.
Hi Alex, I was listening to a 2010 lecture you did. I remember hearing something about the actual process or moment of ascension, where I believe you said it will be a moment of shock. Would you mind elaborating on this?
2010, that was was that Awake and Aware? I think that's the only one I did then. I can't recall. All the years blend together now. I don't know that I can elaborate any more than that, than what I said. And it's what primarily what it's going to be, my understanding, is that literally this moment we're here and the next moment we're somewhere else. Now, the shock is the transition. Is the transition from 3 into 4 and then into 5. It is not that when you're there, when you walk into 4 or you walk into 5, you're not going to have a clue. It isn't that at all, because we've all fallen into time. One of the questions last week was, are all beings from the future? And the response is yes. That is a fact. We are all from the future. So you will know, you will have a recognition, you will have a cognizant, oh yeah, because in order to get into 4th, your 3rd strand of DNA has to be on. And that's kind of what's happening to everybody at this point. So you're going to have the recognition. You're going to have the memory. You're going to be like, wow, I haven't been in this neighborhood in 30 lifetimes or something to that effect. That's what it's going to be like. And you'll know, and more than likely, you will meet souls that members of your soul group who had the common sense not to come here to Earth and 3rd density in the first place. But they'll be the welcoming team, the welcome wagon for you or for us when we cross over. And those that you'll probably see first will be members of your soul group. And you'll also have members of your soul group with you who are here in 3rd, moving forward. Even if you don't know them, when this happens, the soul groups come together. You all come together, and it won't matter if you're in different parts of the world. When you move into 4th, they will all come together. It'll be like a jump room, no matter where they are. When the 3rd strand of DNA turns on and we physically move into 4th, soul groups come together. And you will move forward at that point. So you will see people that you will remember at that point that you've never met in this particular lifetime. Or those that you did, let's just say there's people in your life right now that you can't stand, but they're part of your soul group. When you get to that place, all that bullshit will fall away because you'll understand everybody's been playing a role. And wearing a mask and processing their own agendas in order to have their own spiritual evolution and evolvement. So all of that will fall away. And my understanding is it's the same thing when we jump from fourth into fifth. Soul groups all come together, and on the other side, members of your soul group in fifth will be there. And we will all have a recognition and acknowledgement because we're all one anyway. We always have a symbiotic relationship with the dimensions higher than where we are right now because we're all connected. You know, we all have the same vibrations. So, you know, I don't remember 2010 if I even went into that. You know, but at that time there were a lot less awake people than there are now.
What happens with the people that have been abducted and has had soul harvesting or some sort of implants done by greys or reptilians? When it comes to the shift to fifth density, are they going to be dealing with the AI that is still active?
My understanding is no. Now, you know, that's a really good question. And, you know, it's interesting you would ask that question because that's information that came up in the last contact. How fortuitous is that? God, the universe is amazing. My understanding is any soul harvesting that has occurred, when there's a jump, all those souls, regardless of where they are, will be drawn to the soul group, to their original soul groups, and move into fourth. So literally, they have gained, the dark side has gained nothing. These souls will not any longer be captured. They will be freed. And the reason for that is that the technology that's used to entrap the soul is, even though it's a spiritual frequency, it is a third to lower fourth. That's it. When our third strand of DNA is turned on, which is a universal thing, when that fourth strand of DNA is turned on, the vibration of all souls goes to middle to higher fourth. Because remember, the journey is to fifth for most of us. And what happens is that the technology will no longer work. The soul will be released, and the soul will automatically be called to its original soul group as we jump into fourth. I mean, that's just amazing. It's just amazing how this all works. You know, God is great, guys. God is great. Or whatever you call it. The presence, the isness, great spirit, creator. There's all this redundancy to make sure that all the broken pieces find their way home. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. You know, so the analogy that, you know, even a sparrow is looked after. Well, you know, we could look at ourselves as sparrows. We're all being looked after. And you know, this journey into fourth from third is, we all have to remember this. This is about healing. This process, this path that we are all on, going from third into fourth, into fifth, and wherever some of you who are at a higher frequency than that, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, wherever you are on that scale, that frequency scale, this is all about a healing path. This is all about coming here, having the shit kicked out of us, and then going through the healing process back up through the scales of frequency to where your home is, or where our individual homes are, or our soul group collectively, where our homes are on a specific frequency. So if you can't view this in any other way, see this as a not only a spiritual but also a healing path, an adventure, because that's what it is. That's what it is. We're, when we jump into fourth, all the crap that we've been through, we will able to look at it and see it objectively with a much greater understanding than we would have now, or than any of us have now, because we're no longer going to be attached to the energy. So we will see it in a completely different way. Great question. Good question so far.
I have been wondering why some of us need truth like we need oxygen, while others seem to live in ignorant bliss. Personally, I feel such urgency to find truth that I could not stop looking for it even if I wanted to. Is there a reason some of us feel such urgency while others seem so clueless? Thanks for sharing your time with us. I truly look forward to this every week.
Well, thank you for those kind words. And we look forward to being with you every week. I think it has to do with being awake. I really do. I think it has to do with consciousness. People who are not conscious don't care. They're absolutely content being stuck in a system that literally controls and manipulates them, because they don't have to take any responsibility at all. And if anything goes wrong, they can blame it somewhere else and say, well, it's not my fault. And then they can just continue. You see, to become evolved, to be awake, to move into your true potential or your whole potential, and to become a leader, you have to commit yourself to unconditionally being responsible for oneself without being coerced to accept some higher authority. Not everybody's interested in that. They're very content living in a little box. They're very content being in this little box. Those are the people who won't be making the jump unless something miraculously happens between now and that moment. And there's nothing you can do about it. Everybody is responsible for their own choices and decisions. Yours, obviously, is to wake up and to want to know what is going on around you. How does this affect me, and what is it that I can do to change it based on my interaction with nature, with Earth, with humanity, and with my higher selves, my higher frequencies, and my guides, your friends that are on the other side in fourth or fifth density. In my opinion, you are already in fourth and moving into fifth because of that attitude. And I'm going to guess that sometimes you maybe have a hard time processing a lot of this information because it simply doesn't make sense. And you would be absolutely right. This is a shit show here. There's no other expression for it. Right now, it's a shit show. And a lot of things that are going on absolutely don't make any sense. And there are things that happen in our lifetimes that don't make any sense, and they won't make any sense until we leave this physical realm, this vibration, this frequency band, and jump into fourth and go back into what we would call third density spirit, but which is just as physical as this, just in a different way. And then you can look back at it without the emotion and be objective as to what all these things are about. But not everything down here is going to make sense. It just isn't, because it's a shit show, But nonetheless, it is what it is. So I empathize. I really do. I just like nothing needed to be this way. It really didn't. So, but you know what they say? The ones that are the hardest to love are the ones that need it the most. And that's a tough pill to swallow for us. It really is. It's a tough pill to swallow sometimes.
During your last webinar, you briefly alluded to the fact that the Magdalene bloodline is now off-world. Will you elaborate on this a little more? Can you elaborate on this some more? I have always been interested in the subject along with the Cathars, etc.
I can't, but I will tell you that that information will be coming very, very soon. Um, there is a group connected directly to that bloodline that will be coming forward with that information. And that information will be coming from two groups that are working together. One is in southern France, and the other one is in northern Scotland. And they are working together. They are putting this all together to introduce this specific piece to humanity because Rome, which encompasses the Caesars, the Vatican, the Catholic religion, Rome, like everything else on this planet, has been totally twisted inside and out. And the truth regarding who that person was and many of the other sages that were alive at that point in our history, it was a turning point for humanity in a lot of ways. It's just that that information has been withheld or deleted. For example, if anybody in the audience has an old set of Encyclopedia Britannicas from the 1962 earlier, the Encyclopedia Britannica after the Second Ecumenical Council in Rome, which was started in 59 and went to 1962. If you go to those Encyclopedia Britannicas, you will see that the Encyclopedia Britannicas admitted that Apollonius of Tyana, Saul of Tarsus, was in fact Paul the Apostle. They were all the same person. And after the Second Ecumenical Council in Rome, all the books were changed. So you will find that in an old Encyclopedia Britannica. So it's things like that, the world was so busy focusing on the materialism and everything that was going on that we've sort of abandoned history, which it was done on purpose, but it's also it's also turned out to be a tragedy for humanity because we don't remember the way things were done, the operations, the psychological warfare of the past. We don't recognize it today, which is why we get hoodwinked into things because we don't remember history and how things were done in the past. They keep doing the same thing, they just keep upgrading the technology. But the process of brainwashing and hoodwinking this humanity is the same. It's just that the technology has changed and we don't recognize that. For example, we have a media that lied about Trump. They lied about Russian collusion. They lied about Obama. They've lied about everything. They've lied about everything. And now they're expecting you to believe that Russia's losing the war in Ukraine. I mean, it's just like, If you know the water's poisoned, why would you go back and drink it? It makes no sense to me. But, just out here walking Merlin, I run across people and I'm just like, you are an idiot. I don't say that out loud to them because they're neighbors, but, I'm damn sure thinking it. Why would you listen to any of this after all the bullshit they have fed us for the last 5 years? And it's just like, oh my God. So, the adage, you can't fix stupid, is true. You can't. But, if you're not stupid, you can make different choices. You can research. You can research. Nothing the media says is true. At this point, I don't even trust it for the weather. I really don't. I have 3 fake weather apps on my mobile. And do you think 2 of them would even have the same temperature or the same forecast? They don't. All 3 are different. All 3 are different in the same zip code. Go figure.
When we are spending time on starships at night for mentoring, will we remember anything? How would we know if we're starseeds?
Well, at some point, you'll remember it all. You'll remember everything that was taught, everything that you need to remember. You will remember, most specifically, are places you need to be, roles you need to play in this transition from third into fourth. Now, I have said this for years, and I'm going to say it one more time ad nausea. This is a really, really big deal. The fact that you're here from the future is not an accident. For whatever your reasons were for coming here at this particular time, we all acquiesced, or we all agreed to be here for this particular time. And assisting not only humanity itself, this um, genetic DNA legacy out of third into fourth and then into fifth and wherever its future is after that is it's a mission. It's a mission. This is something we're all here to do. And by us working on ourselves and making that transition, we ensure that the bloodlines here, this 22 genetic royal bloodline, makes it. Now, when you accompany that with taking the earth into fifth, which apparently is a huge, huge deal. That may be more important than anything we can imagine at this particular point, is her presence back in fifth. Her presence back in fifth. That creates a healing. That creates a resetting of all the dimensions from 6 and below. I just gave it to you. I just gave it to you.
Are you familiar, asks Alex A. in Los Angeles, Alex A. in LA, 19 votes. Are you familiar with Gosia, Gosia, a Taygeta starseed that is providing intel received by a Taygetan pilot in our orbit named Swaru?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not familiar, but let me just add something though. I'm not familiar with that. I don't know everything. At this point, anything's possible. But you mentioned LA, and I just want to say, ladies and gentlemen, we lost this past week a remarkable man, Jordan Maxwell. And I mean this sincerely, a remarkable man, a walking galactic encyclopedia. He knew so much. He forgot more than most of us will ever know. And I had the honor and privilege of meeting Jordan 30 plus years ago when I first started to speak at a bookstore called Deep River Books in Santa Monica, California. And he was going to be doing a lecture in the afternoon there, or early evening, and I was the warm up for him. And we met and we talked for about an hour between two bookcases, and I loved him. He was just great, and we did a few of the old whole life expos. If some of you remember those, probably us vintage folks remember those. And he never got the recognition he deserved, because a lot of people saw what he was talking about was dry. It wasn't exciting. But the fact of the matter is, he was the historian's historian. And, if you have a moment in between doing something, washing the dishes, washing clothes, picking up your kids' clothes, putting stuff in a hamper, just a moment, just, inside your head, or say it out loud, just say, thank you, Jordan Maxwell, for everything you did. He was a remarkable guy. He really was. And he had a tough road at the end there, and it's sad. But there's not many of us old timers left. It's just, that's just the nature of things. That's just how it works. So I wanted to acknowledge that and say that, because if you get some time, go back and visit his videos. He puts a lot of pieces together, especially the symbology that's been used in the past since pre-Rome to where we are today. It's the same symbology. They just twist it and manipulate it. But you see, by erasing history, we don't remember. And then we get hoodwinked again and again and again by these nefarious dirtbags.
There you have it, fellow truth seekers. An enlightening and exhilarating rapid-fire question and answer session with the remarkable Alex Collier, sharing his profound encounters with the benevolent Andromedan extraterrestrial beings. As we continue our cosmic journey, let us embrace the wisdom of the Andromedans and carry their message of love, unity, and compassion with us. Together, we can create a world where humanity stands united, ready to embrace the wonders that await us in the vast expanse of the universe. If you found this rapid-fire question and answer session fascinating, hit that like button and share this video with your friends and family. Subscribe to our channel and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on more captivating content like this. Thank you for joining us on this incredible adventure. Until next time, may the stars guide you on your path of enlightenment and exploration. And remember to always seek knowledge and stay curious. If you want to get the latest information from Alex Collier, we host a live webinar 3 times a month on a Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. For more information and dates of upcoming live webinars, please visit alexcollier.org. Please click on one of the above videos to seek more of Alex Collier's knowledge.